Okay, guys, we had some technical difficulties. It wasn't allowing me to live stream, but today is Thursday, uh, December, no, it's November, Thursday, November 14th, 2024. And today's topic is going to be carbon steel cookware. We're just going to wait for everyone to join us. Hello, Rick. Good to see you. Let me know if you can see see and hear the live stream really well, or if there's any issues, let me know, please. Again, I did mention that we had a bit of difficulty trying to log in. For some reason, YouTube Live wasn't allowing me to stream, but we got that taken care of. I just had to close the web browser and then reopen that again. So again, sorry for the delay, guys. I was just having issues with YouTube. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It is Thursday, November 14th, 2024. And currently in my area, it is 6:13 p.m. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Let me know, guys. You guys are how your weather is, how your day is going. Before we get this live stream going, just chit chat here for a minute, and that way we allow anybody to, to move. Or I'm sorry, we allow everybody to join us. Yes, Rick, I'm gonna move that stuff in a minute. If you can see, I have a whole stack of carbon steel cookware on the stove over there. So what we're gonna do is hopefully, let's see if I can. There we go. Perhaps this would be a bit better. Let's see, there we are. Okay, I think you guys can possibly see me here pretty darn well now. Yeah, that's good right there. All right. There we are. And sorry for moving you guys around, but hello to Val's Black Cats Rule. Thank you for joining us. Rick, as always, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate everybody. So we're talking carbon steel cookware. And also, a little surprise here for those of you that are here already, we're also going to do a giveaway. So we're going to have some carbon steel giveaways going on today. So stick around, guys. We're just going to be talking about carbon steel cookware and showcasing some of that cookware as well. Let's see. But let me see what is going on. Here we go. Okay, so here we are. Good to see you, Cynthia, Val's Black Cats Rule, Rick Stumbow, Rumble Hotep. Good to see you. Who else do we have? I think that's it for now. But let me move a chair. That way you guys can see my face, my my ugly mug over here. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to move all the carbon steel cookware that I have. So this is a showcasing of all the carbon steel manufacturers that I've acquired over the years. So we have Lodge, we have Marquette, we have Santa Barbara Forge, Mauviel, Tramontina, Smithey Ironware, Castaway, and what is this one? Matfer Bourgeat. And we also have Bourgeat over there on that side. But let's showcase the first one. I guess let's just transfer them over here. Hopefully you guys can see these. Actually, we'll put the American ones in the back. We'll put the French in the front. Let's see what else. Oh, here we are, the French ones. So the big three of the French carbon steel is Matfer, Bourgeat, and Mauviel. Those are the more common or well-known brands, the French brands. But there's those. And let me grab then the Smithey farmhouse skillet. And I do have a variety of sizes. It's not just these, but most of these are about 10 to 11 inches. We have a few that are 12 just because they don't make smaller carbon steel. But yeah, most of them, as I said, they are in the 10-inch range. And let's see, we're going to put this guy right here. Oh my goodness. And the last one would be the Tramontina. All right, there we go. So quite a bit of carbon steel cookware, guys. And as I mentioned, for those of you that are in the show right now, we are going to do a giveaway. So stick around. Today, I don't think I'll be doing any kind of cooking, but I am showcasing the cookware for today. And so, yes, we have what? 12, I think, here. 12 different brands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 9. I do not know how to count. So let's see. I think we got mostly everybody who usually tunes in. So once again, thank you to John, John Ajeen. Thank you for tuning in. Pat Z. Who else do we have? Fuzzy T Fork. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate everybody for uh, stopping by on a Thursday weeknight during the week. And I understand there's a lot of people that work, obviously, during the week. But alrighty, let's get started, guys. Move that guy there. All right. Okay, so as I said, in the front we have the big three of the French. I want to say the better known versions of that. So let me start off by showcasing the first one that I guess, let's do the Matfer. And the Matfer I've had for quite some time now, and I've showcased this one more on the channel than mostly any of the other three. And the reason being is that this one is just extremely easy to maintain. There isn't much flair to these. It's just very simple. They don't even have a logo on these, not even on the strip handle here. There's nothing there. There's nothing on the underside, nothing on the pan itself. So if you were to just pick this up, if somebody was just to get rid of one of these and you pick one up, typically they don't have any kind of stamp or anything that's telling you what this is, mostly because these are meant for cooks, commercial use. But this one is a 11 and a half, and as I said, one of my favorite ones. First reason being is that it's easy to season, easy to maintain. So strip steel handle, doesn't have that coated handle that some of them, like the Bourgeat has a coated handle, and so does my Mauviel. But this one does not, so I like that a lot. And it's also welded on, which means you're not going to have any issues. So far, out of the three, I would say that the Matfer Bourgeat is the easiest to maintain. But it is heavy, I'll say that. We're going to move over to the Bourgeat. And for now, I'm just showcasing, just so you guys can see. And this one in specific, I have it because I want to do a quick tutorial of how to season these guys, because this hasn't been seasoned. It's bare. And all it does have is, and the reason they call it a mineral bee is because it has a beeswax coating. So protection, natural beeswax protection, you can see it right there. The downside to this guy is that it does have this coated handle, which is not oven safe, along with this little silicone bee. I guess you can see it there. This little medallion here, not rated for oven use. So this is mostly for stovetop use. Searing, sauteing, things of that nature, but doesn't do well in the oven. I think it is rated for 10 minutes, I want to say, in the oven at 400 degrees maximum, but no more than that, because you will end up damaging the coating here on the handle. But very heavy. This is I think it's a 2 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter pan. So pretty thick, pretty heavy, but overall it's very high quality. So I do like that. And I'll answer you guys some questions. If you guys have anything that you have or that you guys want to know, I'll go over that once I pretty much go through all of them, and then I'll sit down and give you guys any info that you guys are curious for. And here we have the Mauviel. They're not perfect. They are work, I use them. They're cooking utensils. So don't worry so much about the evenness of the seasoning. Eventually it'll, you know, darken in. But yes, it is splotchy. And I know most of you like a even coating, somewhat like the backside, more of an even coating, but I really haven't used the Mauviel that frequently. So the Mauviel hasn't seen much work, but it's a work in progress. So don't be discouraged if you see splotchiness in your cookware. Same thing goes with cast iron cookware. Don't be discouraged if you see splotchiness. But out of the three, this one is the lightest. So the lightest because it is a bit thinner. I think it's 1.5 millimeter. This one is a 2, and the Matfer also a 2. So these two over here are pretty heavy. Even though they are carbon steel, they are heavy. Not as heavy as a cast iron pan, but pretty heavy still. All right. Next, as I mentioned, I'm just going to go through these really quickly and then we'll move on. Here we have a Lodge carbon steel pan. Now this handle here is removable, and they usually, when you purchase these, it does not come with this silicone handle. That is separate. And the silicone handle is rated to 400 degrees in the oven. But and this one, you can season it just like anything else. So this can go in the oven without any issues. This, I believe, is also a 2 millimeter pan, so pretty heavy. Not as heavy as I mentioned, something similar in size. This will be lighter if you were to go carbon steel to cast iron. You'll see a huge difference, easier to handle. So great pans. This one is a new pan. That's why it looks like this. I do have a 10 that is at my father's house, but that one stays there because I use it whenever I go over to cook. All right. Moving on to the Santa Barbara Forge, one of the ones that I like the most. I want to say the American. This one's probably one of my favorite, and there's two reasons for it. Very heavy duty, smooth as can be, and it's more on the artisanal side. But so heavy duty is one of those reasons, and the other is price. Very affordable compared to some of the other ones here. For this model, which is their 11-inch model, this one does retail for about 150. Yes, it's expensive, but it is cheaper than the one next to it, which is the Smithey Ironware. But for 150, I think this is a bargain. Obviously, if you don't want to go very expensive, you can opt for the Lodge, which the Lodge goes for 40 US dollars. And here we see the Smithey. I mean, the Smithey is a work of art, and it works really well. I don't think I've ever had any issues with this pan. So if you have the money, I would say this one is probably the best one to have. No issues whatsoever. Very beautiful pan. And as I mentioned, if you have the money, then you can definitely go for something like this. And as you can see, I've had it for several years now. It's developed a good patina. And overall, like I said, if you have the money and you want to spend, this is the one to go with for the American side. We also have the Marquette here, which sadly, the Marquette Castings Company is no longer producing any cast iron or carbon steel. So if you were lucky enough to get yourself one of these, they're actually very rare, and they are worth a lot of money now. Same thing with the cast iron pan, the skillet, very expensive. But Marquette Castings, this is I think it's a blue carbon steel pan because it has been treated to better, provide against oxidation. But a stainless steel handle with the fork, which is very nice. And this one is a 10 and 3/4 inch pan. made here in the US. Very heavy. This one is, I think, a 2.25 millimeter pan, so it is extremely heavy for the size, but a nice depth. I think it's 2.25, and overall, it's more of a like a chef style pan than anything else. It does have very flared, uh, the rim or the sidewalls flared, which I do like a lot. You can no longer buy these though, not available anymore, which is sad because I do like Marquette. And also on a more reasonable price, we have the Castaway. And this is their first generation. They don't make this one any longer, or in this manner. I'm not sure if they still make them with the pour spouts, but this one does have pour spouts, which basically is the only one that has pour spouts. The downside to this is that this handle is a bit, uh, the edges are sharp. That's one of the things that I didn't like. One of the things that when I reviewed this pan, one of the things that I did mention, and they actually updated and revised their models. So all their handles have now a slight bevel to ensure the pan to have better strength because it is very easy to bend. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this bends and moves really easy, especially with the weight. So it's very flimsy. It feels flimsy, not that it is. But they did update it, adding that beveled into this strip handle. It provides it better strength. So, and I do believe that they roll the edges now versus this. This has very, very sharp edges. So for I think $80 for the 10-inch, um, it's a good price. It's not bad at all. And they have a lot of stuff now. So if you guys are interested, check out Castaway. Not sponsored or endorsed, but just letting you guys know. And the last one that is not made in the US, nor is it French, would be the Tramontina, which is actually, this one is actually made in Brazil. And I think I bought this, where was it? Big Lots. So I went to Big Lots for the first time. I just went in there to check out the store. And as I was walking around, I found these pans, but I have this one here and I grabbed it because I did see that it was a carbon steel pan and I wanted to check it out. So I've had it for about a year and a half, possibly two, and it's performed really, really well. I like this pan a lot. And for the longest time, I had it at my dad's house, my father's house, and I used it there a lot. But I finally decided to bring it here at to my house, and I'm using it here now. But made in Brazil, and Tramontina is well known. I think they sell it at Costco. They have enameled cookware, they have cast iron cookware, and this one is on the lighter side. And overall, is just it's a good pan. So for I think it was $20 or $30, this one was probably the cheapest out of them all, even cheaper than the Lodge. So if you guys are interested, Tramontina is one of them you can check out. Great stuff. I think it is better than the Merton and Stork or whatever that one is. Those are Chinese. There's some other one, but this one, very high quality and very well made. So I will recommend this one. One of my favorites in the sense of price wise and quality. One of the top ones. So anyway, with that, now I can sit down and take a look at the questions or comments. Okay. Let's see. Okay, guys. Sorry, I had to catch up. Hello, Bruno. Good to see you. It's been a while since I saw you, so thank you for tuning in. Bruno says, talking about a Brazilian pan when I just got here. Yes, seriously. Bruno, I think you're in Brazil, I believe. Last time I spoke with you, I think you were there. So good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know exactly what time it is over there, but I'm glad that you're tuning in and giving us um, a gander over here looking at carbon steel cookware. Funny enough, like I said, yeah, Brazilian, one of the best ones, as I mentioned, price wise and quality. So if you guys are interested, check that one out. Let's see. Tramontina enamel is heavy. I gave all mine away to my niece. She lifts weights. Yes, you know what? My mother-in-law, she has Tramontina Dutch ovens. I want to say the first generations that came out from Costco, and those things have been workhorses for her. Yes, they're on the heavy side, but she loves those things, and that's basically all she uses. She doesn't really use her stainless steel anymore. She basically cooks with the enamel Dutch ovens. And when it comes to pans, she likes using the what is the brand? I think it's also no, it's not Tramontina. There's another brand. It might be Tefal. Now that I say that, Cynthia, I think she likes using nonstick. Even though I've tried to get her off of nonstick and get her onto stainless steel, carbon steel, and cast iron, but she does use now some enameled cast iron from Stobe. I gave her a couple of pans from Stobe, and she likes those a lot. So she's basically switched over to enameled cast iron, and she loves it. So I'm glad she's not using the nonstick very often. So she still uses it, not as frequent though. Let's see. Uh, Jim F says, Luis, what is the advantage of these pans over cast iron pans other than the weight? Can you do steaks in them? Yes. For example, the Mauviel, which is a 1.5, I think, millimeter pan. So the thickness on that pan is um, it's very lightweight, very thin. So that one for searing steaks probably isn't your best, one to go to. The Mauviel, which is this one here, very thin, and I don't recommend it so much. But it's great for sautéing. So if you guys do a lot of cooking where you have vegetables or you're preparing side dishes, the lighter weight pans are going to do so much better in the sense that you can be, doing those motions of sautéing without having to use your spoon or any other utensil. It's easier, it's fast. So the advantages of the carbon steel over cast iron is just basically that it can react faster than a cast iron pan. So if you want it to cool down, it'll cool down a lot faster. It'll lose that heat since it's not so dense, or the mass of it is just a lot smaller than the mass of a cast iron pan. So it'll react faster. If you want it to heat up fast and you want to get a fast sear on, for example, instead of steak, because I don't recommend it for that one, but if you want to get a good sear on chicken, fish, that more delicate food, then those pans are great. The thicker one, like this Debouillet, which is a I think it's a 2 millimeter. Let's see, it should say here. The thicker ones are great for searing. So this one here is a lot thicker than the Mauviel. Let me see if I can show you guys. Here we go. So yeah, you can kind of see the difference there. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is somewhat of a difference there. So this one here is a thinner pan, not great for searing, but the Matfer and the Debouillet, these are going to be a lot thicker and they are going to be better at searing. I know there was information on this. Where is it? No, this one doesn't say, but nope. I don't see anything there. They always have it in the front. 26 centimeters, so 10 1/4. Good for 3 to 4 people. But no, it doesn't say the millimeters. I do believe it is a 2. I don't know if it's a 2.5. I don't think it is 2.5. But the Debouillet, the Matfer, the Smithey, the Santa Barbara Forge, and even the Lodge, those are great pans for searing, and they will do everything that a cast iron pan can do. And as I mentioned, the advantage of carbon steel is that it can react faster. So if you're in a hurry in the morning, you want to just prepare some eggs, whether they are scrambled or over easy or over hard, whatever style you like, the pan will heat up quicker. It'll preheat faster. It'll if you want to dial down the heat, if your pan got too hot, turn it off, or get it off the heat, and it will cool down a lot faster than a cast iron pan. So basically, the fact that these are so popular is because they're usually used in commercial spaces like restaurants, because everything is just a lot quicker. Everything's going by faster. And if you're cooking, for example, something delicate like fish, and then you switch over and use it for something else, possibly making a pan sauce, you don't have to wait for the pan to cool down. You can start going and preparing a pan sauce, and that's why they're so beloved by the chefs and the commercial workers or the commercial cooks. So those are some of the advantages. But thank you for asking, Jim. Let's see, what else do we have? I've been so busy. Oh, Bruno says, I've been so busy these past few months. Good to be able to interact here again. Thank you, Bruno. As I said, I appreciate that you are swinging by and hanging out with us here on this live. Corey Clark says, Cynthia Wesley, I have a saucepan, a skillet, a big Tefal pot for friends and family. Awesome. We know that Cynthia is almost an advocate of Tefal. She stands behind it, I believe. She's always talking about it. I'm surprised she's not endorsed yet. I'm just messing with you, Cynthia. Let's see. What else do we have? Any questions, guys? Let's see. Rumble says IKEA had a 9-inch 3 millimeter for $30, but seems to be sold out. I did see those actually. You were right. Um, I never picked one up because I wasn't sure if it was actually Swedish or if they were some other manufacturer, and I wasn't so sure because I've been a big fan of IKEA. I mean, they got great stuff, but IKEA is not somewhere where you're gonna find top of the line. And I'm not trying to say that IKEA doesn't have good stuff. It's just it's hit and miss. Sometimes they have great stuff, sometimes they don't. And I bought in things for my house from IKEA, and some things are great, some things I like, and there's some things that I don't. So I wasn't sure so much on the cookware, so I kind of skipped out on that one. But you're right, I did see something. Let's see. Valley Joe says, I went to my local antique shop across the street from my place here in downtown Vallejo, California, and got two carbon steel BK pans for $60. One was a skillet and the other was a wok. That is awesome. I've seen those BK pans. I don't know. I think I had one and I showcased it on the channel, but I'm not sure if those were actually just carbon steel. I don't know. It almost seemed like they had a coating of some sort. So I didn't really trust it. And I just, you know what, I think I gave it away, I believe, or I might have given it to someone else. I don't remember, but not a big fan. And I'm not hating on BK, or Merton and Stork, but I don't I believe that Tramontina has better things, and who else? Volrath is actually one of them too. They have more of a commercial pan that's similar to Tramontina, but this I like a lot, the Tramontina pan, because it reminds me of a French style pan, and for the money or for the price, I don't think that was bad at all. But yes, there are some, some out there that are saying, like non-stick carbon steel, no chemicals, which is true. I think they're using a non-stick coating. So just be careful. These pans, believe me, I've already tested them. If you get them wet and you don't dry them, they will rust. So with the Merton and Stork, or no, actually the BK pan, I think I did test it. I left a little bit of water for about a couple hours and nothing happened, and I just wiped it off and it almost beat it up really fast, really quickly, and like nothing. So for my as I said, for me it almost seems like they're coated with something, not sure exactly what, but that's just my experience. Let's see what else. uh Somebody got blocked. I hope nobody's blocked. I don't block anybody on my stream. So far, I've had no issues. So thank you guys for everybody, having a good time. That's what we're basically here for. Is just to talk cookware. Usually, if you guys are new to the channel, I usually do some kind of cooking. But for today, I'm just going to be basically showcasing the cookware that we have here. And we'll possibly try and get that pan that Debouillet seasoned up for tonight. And that's basically going to be it for today. But let's keep going. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Uh, Valley Joe says they are my first carbon pan to get started with. Yeah, Valley Joe, I think that is a lot better than a Teflon coated pan or a ceramic coated pan. And believe me that you're better off with a carbon steel, stainless steel, or cast iron pan, even enameled. Those will last you a lifetime versus a basically nonstick or usually throwaway items. I think it was America's Test Kitchen did mention that the lifetime of a nonstick pan with normal use is about 2 to 3 years, depending on the use. After that, they did say that they noticed some of that coating wearing off, which then can off gas into your food and become toxic. So, anyway, with that, we don't use very much. Actually, I don't think I have a single nonstick pan. I got rid of the ones that my wife had, and she uses what we have here. So, she's used some of my cast iron, she's used some of my carbon steel, and even the enameled pans. So, that's what we use. And carbon steel is just like cast iron. All you got to do to make it nonstick is honestly have your heat control, uh, you know, basically, to a dot. If you can figure out the heat control of your pan because every pan is different, then you can get great results every single time, especially sliding eggs around. That's one of the tests that people love to see, whether eggs will stick or not. But believe me, guys, I can even give that one a test. So we can season that pan, and then I'll do an egg test with just one coat of seasoning, and I'll show you guys that it'll do great. But that pan does not have any seasoning on it. All it does have is a coat of beeswax. So we do have to season that. Let's see. Cynthia says, no, no, no. Fuzzy may have accidentally blocked his friend William. Oh, okay, I see. I can't pick up Fuzzy for some reason. My problem. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what happened, guys, but as I mentioned, we're all here having a good time, and we're not, going to be blocking anybody. Not my jam. Let's see. Rick says, Luis, what about tri-ply carbon steel pans? Oh, I think you're talking about what Jed from Cook Culture. What is that brand? Strata? Yeah, I have not tried that yet. It almost seems redundant to me because the bottom portion is stainless steel, and I think it has an aluminum core and then carbon steel on the top. And so I don't know. I think I would have to see it and then give it a go to let you guys know. But let me know actually in the chat. Would you guys like to see me review the Strata pan? Which, as I mentioned, it is a plied pan, so it's coating or stainless steel on the bottom. The center is, I think, aluminum, and then the cooking surface is carbon steel. Let me know if you guys are interested. Maybe I just give that a look. Let's see. Hello to Cast Iron Restore. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Do you have a question? I don't think that you've said anything. Corey Clark says, I'll stick with my everyday user number 12 BSNR. Oh, man. Yeah. The BSNR, they're basically chef pans as well because they do have the sloped edges like this one here. And you can see this would be considered a traditional versus a chef style. So very sloped edges here, and the traditional would be more of a 90-degree sidewall. So yeah, Birmingham stove and range is actually more like this one here actually, and curved edges. So I do like BSNR. BSNR is it's an awesome vintage, pan that if you're lucky enough to own one, I would not get rid of it at all. Rick says, I would love to see that, Luis. All right. I might consider. Let's see, Fuzzy. We all want your kitchen. Thank you, Fuzzy T Fork. Yeah, I like the kitchen layout so far. I think I like that. We got a lot more space, so I like that a lot. I don't feel like I'm bumping into anybody when I'm in here, especially when my kids are running around. Jim says, do you prefer the more artisanal handles or the more traditional handles, which are more comfortable? Okay. For example, let's say the handles on the French. They have the strip steel handle, and they're not bad. I'll be honest with you. The strip steel handles are actually fairly comfortable. You know, straight to the point. Nothing fancy, just straight to the point. And this one here in particular, the Debouillet has almost like a thumb rest right here where you can hold it and gives you actual maneuverability better than most. The Smithey, um, the handle is great and they look beautiful, but when I'm trying to pour something over, it almost sometimes slips out of my hand. So it'll move sideways. I've noticed that. So if I have it like this, sometimes it wants to go and flatten out. So whether I have a pan sauce and I'm trying to get it out, you have to have a good grip on this handle, and it's not as easy getting any liquids out of the pan. But for example, this one here, the Santa Barbara Forge, is a bit more flatter, more of the strip style handle. I don't know if you guys can see that, but more of a flatter handle. This one is better, a lot better, and especially because it has this bevel here. So when you hold it, it feels a lot better in the hand, and there's more control. But overall, it's always a hit and miss. This one has a rolled edge, so it's comfortable. This one has a coating, very comfortable. This one has a coating, comfortable. This one beautiful, but not very practical. This one beautiful, and it is practical. The Lodge has probably one of the worst ones, along with Castaway. And I love Lodge, but the handle on the Lodge, if you do not have the silicone handle, yeah, this handle not comfortable at all. The edges are very sharp. I wish they would roll the edge, but very sharp on this one. I mean, the pan, this one, the 10, not very heavy, so that's, you can deal with it. But believe me, once you put on this little sleeve, obviously they sell this separately because they don't sell it to you with the pan. I think Amazon does sell it with the pan, but Lodge does not sell it with their pan. Um, with the silicone handle, very comfortable, but without it, not comfortable at all. I'm actually a fan of the this style where it's mostly like a stainless steel handle. I have the Mineral B Pro. I think that's what they are called. And the Mineral B Pro, because this is just the standard Mineral B, has the this a stainless steel handle, a lot nicer, and it also works a lot better. They did update it, so it's a good functional handle versus these other ones. But like I said, out of the bunch, this one's the worst one. They have updated their handle, but these that have very sharp edges, not comfortable at all. But it really does depend on the pan. Like this one here has the strip handle as well, but they did roll the edges. So this is comfortable. And if you're trying to pour a sauce, since it's a flatted, a flat strip steel handle, easy to hold, easy to maneuver. So not a big deal there. But some are gimmicky in a sense, and some are not, and some are just plain hurtful because this one digs into your hand. But it just depends. Hopefully, I answered that. Sam Cook says, "Hey Luis, any thoughts on getting a Strata carbon steel clad pan?" Yes, actually, Rick was mentioning that. I will consider it if you guys would like to see that. As I mentioned a couple of streams before this one, I was focusing on my carbon steel, and that's why I've been doing more of the carbon steel videos, cooking with carbon steel. So if you guys haven't seen the shorts, I do have a couple videos using the I think it's the Matfer, and I've also used the Debouillet, another Debouillet because I have a lot of Debouillets. And some of my Smithey Ironware and some other ones here. You can see I do have videos if you guys are interested, but I might consider checking out the cladded carbon steel pans. I don't know. We'll see. Corey Clark says, I use a carbon steel wok. Oh, I have, Costco actually has a carbon steel wok for, I think, $10. I just bought it, I want to say about 2 months ago. And I used it right away. Man, that thing was awesome. Lightweight. So yeah, I get why people like the woks, especially the carbon steel woks. And they work really well. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, hello to William Hurt. And if I haven't said anything, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody here. Any other questions? Let's see. I have two carbon steel. Pat Z says I have two carbon steel Detroit pizza pans, which I seasoned using the cast iron technique. Is there a different method for carbon steel? Most methods for seasoning carbon steel are basically stovetop seasoning. But if it's one of those round pans for Detroit style pizza, then I do believe just doing the traditional method, warming it up if you like using that method, warming it up, adding any kind of oils that you like. I prefer the Crisco shortening. That one has worked really well for me, and it's cheap. And I add that onto the pan, wipe it down, and place it in the oven, and you can season that way. So basically, seasoning is going to be the same. You know how to season cast iron. You know how to season carbon steel. This one here, though, this one cannot go in the oven, so this debouillé has to be seasoned on the stovetop. And that is why also with the Mauviel, you see that it's not completely black and uniform because all the seasoning has to be done on the stovetop and they're not really rated for oven use. So that's why you cannot stick them in the oven to season them. But there are like these, basically you can season them just like a cast iron pan. Uh, Hello, Raymond says, hello folks and Louise, have you ever tried Meeson or Oz Australian carbon steel skillets? I have not, but I have seen them. Uh, and I would like to give those a go, but as you can see, we have about 9 different brands here. Once again, if you guys just tuned in, we have a Tramontina, Castaway, Carbon Steel, Marquette Castings, Lodge, Santa Barbara Forge, Smithey Ironware, the Matfer Bourgeat, Debouillet, and the Mauviel right there on that corner over there. So yeah, I'm considering possibly checking out Strata, and maybe I will consider the Meeson. And what's the other brand? There's another brand too. What's the name? I have their Made In. I think Made In has also another pan. So I might check in Meeson and Made In. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Let's see what else. Ta, ta, ta. Cast Iron Restore says, what is the pan? I think it was this one. So this one is a Marquette Castings, but sadly they are not producing these any longer. So it's really hard to get one of those. Let's see what else. I thought those uncomfortable handles are meant to be held using a towel. I think that style is mostly used in restaurants. Correct. So these aren't actually very uncomfortable. They're fairly comfortable, but some of them are kind of more for the artistic appeal than more of the actual function. But yeah, I've caught myself cooking with these pans, and I'll grab a towel. I have a towel. I'll grab a towel and I'll use that to move around my pans. And in that sense, obviously it doesn't matter what the handle's like because you got a good grip here, so it's not going to dig into your hand. But like I said, with this one here, if I try to use a towel with this, believe me, I go like this and then it tends to slip, especially if I got something or the pan is just really heavy. Yeah. So this one here, not as great compared to some other ones. That's one of the things that I was trying to say. But yes, these more of the commercial style handle. Cynthia says, I wish and envy Luis's flannel. It's just finally dropping here a few degrees, never cool enough for flannels. Yeah. You know what? We've had this whole week just a barrage of storms. So we've had snow. I went through a snowstorm on Monday. That was pretty crazy, and I was not expecting that. And we're just on and off. Like in the mornings, it's freezing cold. We're like 30 degrees in the mornings, and then throughout the day, we're like up to 40. And then on the night time where the sun is going down, we're dropping down to like 30s and 40s again. So it's just kind of like all throughout. Like midday, I can take off my sweater, my jacket, and I just have the flannel. Then 3ish, 4 o'clock comes around, and then you got to bundle up again. So it's just all over the place. Let's see. Trevor says, I cook mainly on ceramic and cast iron lately. They're both lighter than steel. Yeah, you know what? I have some stainless steel pans that I like, and I use those mostly for, like pan sauces, something that's very acidic. So if I do what is it called? Any kind of pan sauce that uses white wine, or anything of that nature, then I'll go and move into a stainless steel pan. Uh, like this one here. And this is the made in. So I like these, very, very practical. They're, pretty thick. They're not heavy, not at all. And they come in handy for something quick. But for stainless steel, I also have a Mauviel, a hammered Mauviel stainless steel pan with a brass handle. And I also have, what's the other brand? A Heston titanium nanobond titanium pan. That one is amazing. But yeah, stainless steel, carbon steel, cast iron. That's mostly what I like using. I basically stay away from nonstick, and for the longest time we used nonstick. So after really digging into the information for that, we decided to stop using nonstick. But there are some uses for it that I think would work really well. Like I would say eggs. Like if you want to make a very quick omelet, like a French omelet, I think the small non-stick pan would do the job really well. But I wouldn't invest a lot of money into that pan. I would say just something, like a Tramontina that you can find at Walmart, and those will, because they're basically disposable pans. After 2 years, you got to replace them anyway. So versus like this, you got many years of use. Let's see what else. Oops. Uh, I wish, let's see, Cynthia says, we wish, but after years of snow, I bet it becomes a headache, Corey. Lots of roof damage. Yeah, I envy the warmer weather, but then also when it comes around for Christmas, when there's no snow, it doesn't feel like Christmas to me. And I don't think I could deal with that. So I like, being here in northern Nevada. I'm right next to Lake Tahoe, and I get basically everything. We get awesome fall colors with the trees. We have really hot summers, cold winters. We got a lot of snow. We get thunderstorms. I'm just grateful that we don't have anything like tornadoes or hurricanes because I'm not on the coast. So I like this area. It's a good place. But I like that we have a little bit of everything. So that's the benefit of being over here in northern Nevada. All right, I think after all of this, I want to say that we're going to jump in now into seasoning that debouillé. We're going to do a quick tutorial on that, so just so you guys can see something going on with the pans. And then, we'll move on to the giveaway. Actually, before we move on to the giveaway, I want to show you, or before I move on to the seasoning, I want to show you what we're going to be giving away. All right, so the first giveaway, guys, is going to be a blue carbon steel debouillé pan, which does not have the coated handle. It's a strip steel handle, and it has been heat treated. That is why it is blued. It does require seasoning, so that you also have to season it. But this is a 10 1/4 inch pan, very lightweight. This one is, I think, this one's 2 millimeters. So then these other 2.5. I'm sorry. So the Mineral B is 2.5. The Matfer is 2.5. The Mauviel is 2 millimeter, along with this one here, the Debouillé blue carbon steel. So that's going to be up for grabs, along with a handle holder here for the Debouillé pan. So that's going to be one of the giveaways for tonight. So stick around. And the second one, since I mentioned so much of how much I like the Tramontina, we're going to give away a brand new 12-inch carbon steel Tramontina pan. So that'll be up for grabs as well. And I got this off of Amazon, as I mentioned. I like this one a lot because I have that 10-inch over there. I have that 10-inch right there, and it works really great. So I figured I picked this one up. But since I have a huge collection already, I figured it wouldn't hurt me to give some of these out, or give them away to you guys. So This one here also made in Brazil. Anyway, that's going to be in a bit after we season the debouillé pan, and that's just so that you guys kind of get an idea of how seasoning on the stovetop works. Alrighty, let's move over here, and they do recommend that you give this a wash. So that's actually one thing that we're going to do really quickly before we get going. So we're going to give it a quick wash, and I think I'm going to. Sorry, guys. Move you guys way up there. Bring down there. Alrighty. Let me adjust the camera. Sorry for that. Hopefully nobody's getting nauseous. All right. So as I mentioned, this one does have a coated handle, so you cannot place this in the oven. And they do recommend that you give it a wash because it has a coat of beeswax. So warm, soapy water, according to their instructions. Let's see if I can find it. B is for bee. Beeswax suitable for, oh, here we go. Actually, use and care instructions. Before using your cookware, I'm reading right here. Follow the seasoning steps indicated. Oh my goodness. Do not leave food sitting in this cookware. Do not use acidic food. Tomatoes, white wine, lemon, blah, blah, blah. Clean up, wash, wash with hot water and sponge. Not dishwasher safe. Care and storage. Do not store in a damp place. Yes. But they don't have seasoning tips here. I was hoping that they did. But anyway, let's give this a quick wash. FYI, guys, these Lodge scrubber pads, really great. So if you guys are interested, check those out. All right. And I'm not gonna, scrub it all the way because beeswax will work great to help you build up seasoning. So I'm not gonna go at it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just gonna get whatever excess beeswax is in there and get rid of that coat and put it on the stovetop, let it warm up, and we'll add some oil. According to their instructions, they say to put enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan. So we're going to do that. We'll dump it out and then heat it up again, wipe it down, and that should be the first coat. And you can do it 2 or 3 times or as many times as you like, but I don't recommend that you get it jet black or get it that dark patina that a lot of people are always aiming for. I don't think that you have to do that in the first go. So we're going to possibly just give it a single coat of seasoning, maybe 2, and then we can do a fried egg test. We'll give that a go. And then we'll do the giveaway. All right. And there we are, guys. Grab a few paper towels, dry it off. And as I mentioned, I'm going to leave that very thin coat of beeswax because that in itself is going to help season the pan as well and give it a more even coat than if I was to really go at it and try and get it to the bare iron iron because this is an iron. So lightly clean it. Don't go crazy. All right, and there we are. Okay, we're gonna move over to the stovetop. Okay, let me move you guys. Let's see, possibly, I want to say right over here. See, adjust the camera. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we have it on a semi-high heat. I don't want it too crazy, but we're gonna do about a medium high, not full blast, medium high. And we're gonna add a bit of oil. So I'm most likely for this one I'm gonna use a bit of vegetable oil, even though, or actually this is canola oil. So we're gonna use the canola oil. Just the instructions say to coat the bottom, no more than that, and to let it come up to smoking temperature. Not like a crazy amount of smoke, but something that's gonna start smoking a bit. I think that's good enough there. We don't need too much. So if you see, that was possibly a tablespoon of oil. So maybe we'll go up just a tiny bit on that heat. We're just going to let it sit there. And once we see a bit of that smoke coming up, then we will, shut it off, let it cool, pour out the oil, and then we'll wipe it down and give it another, heating. We'll get it warm again. In the meantime, I'm going to be reading anything that you guys are posting here on the chat. Fuzzy T Fork says, I wasn't planning on winning last night, but that pan fits into my I'm sorry, I can't, having a hard time talking, patriotic scheme of things. Also, Fuzzy, you won last night on Cast Iron Chaos's channel, or his giveaway. I think he had one last night. That's awesome. Congratulations to Fuzzy T Fork. Let's see. I just want to hear my name. Yep. Cynthia, how many times have you won on the channel here? You won many, many times. If you guys don't mind, hopefully it won't be too loud, but I'm going to turn on the fan. I don't want to smoke out my house. And as I mentioned, it might be a bit loud, guys, so sorry for that. Maybe turn down your audio in case. Trevor says, oil and salt are also great for seasoning, like a half a cup of salt. I have heard that, actually. And I think, yep, we're getting some smoke. So there we are. Yep, we're getting a lot of smoke now. All right. So yeah, good thing I did turn on that range hood. And now we're going to actually dump it out. Okay, and we're going to wipe away really fast, or as quickly as I can. And we're also going to do the underside. You can see that the towel did turn black from the pan. So I do recommend to be on the safer side, to have some kind of protection on. I wouldn't do what I just did because you can burn yourself. And what I like using is the gloves. I like using gloves and also these So I have the barbecue kit here. I have gloves. So I think I'll most likely start using this while I heat it up again and then continue to wipe it down because when we heat it up the second time, it will start to bead again. And if you don't wipe it down, you will have a splotchy first coat of seasoning. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys in a minute how we're going to finish this off for the first coat of seasoning. All right. So we're going to turn it back on. And I think we're going to do a low, not too high. And so we're going to continue wiping. And then flip it around. Hit the underside again. And you can tell that it is starting to change color. It's starting to get a bit of a bronze color to it. And I'm not going to try to get it fully black. We're going to just give it an initial coat. So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to grab a little bit more of that oil and spread it on the underside since I never did it on the underside. Spread it on there. And we're going to scrub or wipe it down once again. It seems very tedious, but it won't take us very long. So we're wiping on and wiping off. And believe me, with the this protection that I have, I can do it a lot better without getting from burned or it becoming too hot. And I'm just trying to speed up the process just to show you guys. But you can, when you're doing this, you don't have to have the stove on. You can have it off. But as I mentioned, I'm just trying to show you guys and trying to speed it up a bit more. All right. That should be good enough for the first coat of seasoning. Okay, we're gonna give it one more on the underside. right. Sorry for that very, very loud range hood. But here we are, seasoned and ready for use. And believe me, you don't have to get it jet black. This is good enough. We've given it an initial coat of seasoning. Once you start using it more, it will develop a darker patina. But for now, I think I'm very happy with this. Now, if you guys want to see an egg test, we can, or we can just go straight into the giveaway. Let me know, what do you guys want to do? And while you guys decide, I'm going to look at the comments here. Cast Iron Restore says, do you clean your stove after each use? Yes, I do. Yeah, I am a very particular person. So yes, I like to have my things nice and clean for every use. Let's see. Trevor says, honestly, you could cook in it right now, but the perfectionist in me wouldn't stop until the whole surface is brown. Correct. Yeah, I've done that before where I, continue, and then I feel like I overdo it, and then sometimes that's when the seasoning starts to have issues. So it's better if you just start it off light and let it build up on its own. Let's see. Has anyone else's consumption of fried eggs increased since finding Luis's channel? I know mine has. Yeah, seriously. Thank you, Greenback Stacker. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Flip that egg, Luis. Egg test, please. Okay. Let's do an egg test then. What would you guys like to see? A scrambled egg or a fried egg? Let me know while I get the things. Okay. Let's see. Here we are. Grab one more just in case. There we are. Okay. What is the verdict? Let's see. Raymond says, are those nonstick eggs? I wish. Cynthia says, I know you're tired of egg sandwiches, Luis. No, actually, I don't mind. I in the mornings when I'm in a rush or anything like that, I love omelets. I like scrambled eggs. Something just simple because it gives you enough energy to get you going in the morning. So I'm okay. William says, Luis, that number 7 sure passed the egg test really good. Yeah, I don't remember which one. William. Is it William? Yes, it was William. I don't recall that one. Fried egg is less likely to stick, so I would do fried. Jim. Jim says fried egg is less likely to stick, so I would do. I think he's trying to say scrambled. Or would you guys like to see? Let's see. Somebody said scrambled. Somebody said fried. One of each, says Val. I said, let's see. Val says, in the shell, all eggs are nonstick. Yes, you are 100% correct. Fried. Paul in Cast Iron says, love those house slippers. Yeah, my feet get cold, so we don't wear shoes in the house, but I do have these slippers, and they do come in handy because since I have tile on the ground and it's a concrete slab, it gets cold, especially right now during the winter time. So that's one thing that I do like, with slippers. All right. I guess I will do a. I can do one of each. So I'll do a scramble, and I will do a fried. So possibly, which one first? Let's do a scramble first, and then we'll go over to a fried egg, and we'll see how that turns out. Alrighty. Okay. So scrambled first, and then we'll switch over to a fried egg, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. And just so you guys know, I did not take the egg out. So this egg is straight out of the refrigerator, so it's going to be a bit cold. Hopefully, though, we get good results. But either way, I don't think that we're going to have any issues. Okay, we're doing the scramble first. We're going to go on a, let's see, medium to medium low on that heat. All right, so wish me luck, guys. Cross your fingers, okay? For the ones that are new here, I'm not a professional cook, but I do my best to show that heat control is one of the main factors for nonstick, food. For example, eggs. You can control the heat in your eggs, then you can control just about anything. So actually, that seems like a lot. But it is a new pan, so maybe we do need a bit more butter than, well, I don't want to do too much. Let's see. I'd say that's good enough right there. I also don't want to cheat. And I am using ghee, just for those of you that are wondering, I am using, instead of butter, ghee is clarified, which does not have the water content that butter does. So you don't get that crackling and that sizzling that you're used to. Alrighty, guys, wish me luck. Let's see. Maybe coat the pan a bit more. There we are. And I'll let you guys know if it tastes like metal. Hopefully they do not, since I do believe we gave it a decent coat of seasoning. And I was watching some Julia Child videos, so let's see if we can do that. And I think we can cut the heat. There we are. Well, I would say that passed with flying colors. I don't want to leave it in there too long because I don't want it to overcook. I was not ready for a plate. That was very fast. Holy moly. Just going to have to throw it on this. And there we go. For those of you wondering why people love using carbon steel, it's for that main reason right there that we just saw. Everything heats up and cooks very quickly. So there we are, eggs. I forgot to salt my eggs, but well, it's okay because we can add salt right now and I'll let you guys know what I think. Hopefully it does not taste like metal. So a little bit of salt and maybe some black pepper. Just a bit. That's a lot, but that was one egg, just for those of you that are wondering. And I don't mind an egg. I have not eaten dinner, so let's see. Let's give this a taste. That was very fast. Was not expecting that. Sorry about that. I just moved the camera. That's good. Does not taste like metal, so that's a plus. I like that. So, do you guys want to see the fried egg, or I think that's a good testament there. Works really well. Not bad at all. Actually, I'm going to eat this since I have not had dinner. If you guys don't mind, I'll be munching on this, looking at the chat. Trevor says 2-second egg is correct. That was fast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was very fast. Rick says the 4-star Michelin man says, I'm not a pro. No, I'm not. I wish I was. Here in my town, they Gordon Ramsay just opened up a restaurant. It's called Ramsay's Kitchen, and he also has another one. He has two here. That's called Fish and Chips. I have yet to go. I want to go, and I do believe that I will most likely go on a date with my wife since he just opened it. I want to say about a week or so ago. So I do want to taste some of his food. Hmm. Bruno says Debouillet always passes with flying colors. I agree. So we gave it a quick seasoning. I think this performed so well. I'm very happy with it. So with that being said, let's just switch over and let's do the giveaway. So for the giveaway, guys, for those of you that are new here, uh, I'm not sponsored or endorsed by Debouillet. And this giveaway is something that I do for the subscribers. For those of you that support the channel, if you guys are not subscribed, please, I ask that you subscribe to the channel. We have all kinds of content, whether it's carbon steel, cast iron, enameled, stainless steel. We basically try to do it all. So, with that being said, not sponsored or endorsed by YouTube, nor sponsored or endorsed by Debouillet. This is something that we're doing for the channel as a thank you to all the subscribers. And with that, I'm sorry. And with that, um, we're going to do our usual, which is random number generator. So for those of you, do not spam the numbers that are new. Don't spam numbers. If you have a number that is similar to someone else, you guys can stay with that number. And if you guys are winners, then we can do a tiebreaker for those that have that same number, or you can switch it, but don't be switching your number. Once you set your number on the chat, then just leave it as it is. And with that, let's do the giveaway for the Debouillet. Actually, no, the first giveaway will be for the 12-inch Tramontina, which is made in Brazil. So let's start it off. And with that, you guys can set your numbers 1 to 200, 1 to 200. And as I mentioned, do not spam your number. Just place it in there once. And if you see somebody else with that same number, you can switch it. But please don't switch. Don't be switching and switching. So for the Tramontina, and I'll show you guys in a minute. Yes, Joel? Sorry for that, guys. I finished the egg, so anyway, here we go. For today's giveaway, we have the 12-inch Tramontina, new, made in Brazil, carbon steel, and I do have the 10-inch. I'll show you guys in a minute so you guys can see what it looks like. Here it is. Here is the 10-inch model. It is a blue carbon steel pan, so it has been treated for rust resistance. Obviously, if you leave it in water, it's going to rust, but it is better in resisting the rust. And this is what the underside would look like. Great style. I want to say it's more of a French style pan. And the strip handle, very comfortable. As you can see, a little bit of that seasoning on my pan basically got caught here on the handle, but great, good lightweight pan. And I do believe that you guys will enjoy this pan. So for those of you that are interested, as I said, place your numbers and let's see. Little feet in the back. Yeah, that's my son. He's just watching me over here. Jimmy has 115, 75, 74, 78. I think basically everybody who wants to. Johnny, we're doing 1 to 200, Johnny. So if you want to enter into this giveaway, I think you have triple sevens. We're going to have to switch you out to 200. So Johnny, if you want to switch out, if you want to win that pan, make sure you have a number from 1 to 200. And with that, I think, oh, what are the numbers for? It is for a giveaway of the Tramontina carbon steel pan. And we're also going to do a giveaway for the Bourgeat pan that I will show you guys in a minute. All right. So, Johnny, if you're going to join the giveaway, please place a number 1 to 200. But if you opt out, if you don't want to be here, then that's fine. Or I mean, be in the giveaway. Oh wait, I see your number. Okay. With that, let's start. We're gonna do that random number generator. So here we go. Nobody after Johnny. So if you guys place a number after Johnny, you will not be counted into this giveaway. So here we go. Random number generator. We're gonna do this live so you guys can see. No cheating. Here we go. Okay, guys. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let's see. Maximum or minimum 1. And then I said maximum would be 200. Done. Okay. And with that, good luck to everybody. Here we go. 64. Let's check the chat. Who is the closest to 64? Johnny with a 78. Jim F with a 77. Granny Graham with a 66. I do believe Granny Graham is the closest. So I do want to say, Granny Graham, you are the winner for this carbon steel skillet. And I'll be honest with you, it is not as heavy as a 12-inch cast iron. So I think you might like the weight on this. And if you do use cast iron, it is exactly the same as cast iron. You do have to season it, dry it, do not let it soak in water. So if you guys are familiar with cast iron, believe me, it's going to work the same way. And as I said, very lightweight compared to a 12-inch cast iron pan. So congratulations to Granny Graham. Granny Graham, if you do not have my email, you can email me at LU. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to type it in here. So Granny Graham, email me. That way we can, or I can get your address and ship it out to you free of charge. And also, just so that you guys know, I will never contact you guys for any kind of money. I will not ask you guys for money or any of your personal information in the sense of, other than shipping address. So if anybody else is trying to contact you guys, do not fall for it. It is not me. I know there's a lot of people that like to scam. So like I said, all free of charge. I'm not going to ever ask you for money. Okay, Granny Graham, there we are. I did place my email address there so you can contact me, and I will have to find a way to verify that it is indeed you. So I will be asking you a series of questions. So with that, let's move on to the next giveaway. Let me move this one out of the way. Okay, for the last giveaway, we have a blue carbon steel Bourgeat pan. Right there. Move this one out of the way. Okay, so this one will be also including the handle here for the strip steel handle. So a nice silicone handle for this one. And it is a brand new blue carbon steel Bourgeat pan. As I mentioned, you also have to season these. And the bright side to this one is that it has a strip steel handle that is not coated. So it can go in the oven and oven safe up to 600 degrees. So if you guys want to season this in the oven just like a cast iron pan, you can. And if you guys want to use it in the oven for cooking as well, that's going to work really well. So for this giveaway, yeah, we will also be including this handle. All right, guys, once again, this time let's do, since we already did 1 to 200, how about we do Let's do 700 to 1000. 700 to 1000. So anything in those ranges, 700 to 1000. Place in your numbers and you will be entered in the giveaway. Once again, this is not sponsored or endorsed by Debouillet or YouTube. This is something that I do for the viewers. Also, I will never ask for any money, so this is something that is completely free. 7 to 1000, 7 to 1000. Choose a number between those numbers. Sorry about that, guys. Once again, the giveaway is for the Debouillet pan, free of charge. 700 to 1000. 700 to 1000. And as I mentioned, I would appreciate nobody spamming their numbers or changing their numbers. We want it to be as fair as possible. Okay, I think Raymond would be the last one. I don't think anybody else has placed numbers after Raymond. So with that, I think I will be closing it with Raymond being the last one, or Jim F. Let's see, Jim F said he's changing it. Okay, so okay, so I guess we still have a few people that are putting in their numbers. I'll wait another minute. Hogwild says, just took my meds and got on. Good to see you, Hogwild. We are doing a giveaway of the blue carbon steel Debouillet pan. If you are interested, you can join, and the numbers that we're using are 700 to 1000. Alrighty, I think, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Hogwild already has his number. Okay, great. With that, then Trevor, you are the last one. Anybody after Trevor will not be included in this giveaway. Alrighty, so good luck to everybody. Here we go. I'm gonna do this again. Okay, where is my goodness, I already lost it. Okay, just so that you guys can see, that was the last one. Granny Graham, once again, congratulations. And we're gonna go, what is it? 700 to 1000. Done. All right. That's the old number. Don't look at that, guys. We're gonna generate the new number. See? 700 to 1000. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. 886. 886. All righty, guys. Let's see. Who is the closest to 886? We got Jim F at 875. Ooh, Jim F and actually no, 886. James 456, 888. Let's see, anybody else close to that? If not, then I will say that James 456. James 456, I do believe that you are the closest. Yeah, there's two people with, oh, there is another one with 888. No, Jim changed his to 875. So, yeah, James, Corey, I do believe that Jim F said he had changed his number. He had 888, but he switched his to 870 or 875. You can see it right here. I'll try and see if I can show you guys in the chat. Where is it? Come on, pick it up. Jim F said, change mine to 875 right there. So the winner will be James 456. James 456. Congratulations to James. James, uh, please be a subscriber. I do ask that. I will be checking for those of you that have subscribed, just to make sure that you are a subscriber, and that way I can get your information as well. And I will ask you a few questions to make sure that it is indeed you. And I will not ask any money whatsoever, but I will be contacting you, or actually, I need you to contact me, and I will be placing my information here so that you can email me. All right, with that, guys, I think we were basically going to call it a night. We've gone close to 2 hours already, or about an hour and a half. All right, guys, once again, I did place in my information there in the chat. So, congratulations, guys, to James. And who else do we have? James and Granny Graham. Congratulations to you both. Hey, what's that sound? I hear something outside. Anyway, with that, guys, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate that. Congratulations to James. You are the winner of this Debouillet pan along with the handle. And with that, have a safe weekend. Stay safe, everybody. And God bless. I hope to see you guys next week. And we'll do some cooking next week instead of just the egg test. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys want to see more of the carbon steel. If you guys have anything that you guys want me to review, let me know, and I will be doing that. So with that, good luck, or not good luck, good night, everyone, and I will catch you guys next Thursday, 6 p.m. All right, guys. Thank you.